Understanding this has totally transformed my ball striking and my scores have dropped dramatically. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. I've been playing some quite mediocre golf for quite a long time now, and I've had lessons off some of the world's best teachers, and that's enabled me to try and delve into it myself and try and understand exactly what we need to do with this club face to hit accurate, straight, penetrating golf shots. Now, I've also been working with the guys at Hack Motion to work on my wrist angles, and I think I've finally cracked it, and I wanted to share this with you guys because we make a video every week over on Get Good at Golf, our educational channel, to try and help you do just that. But I wanted to share this on the main channel just to show you exactly what I'm working on, because the wrists are a funny thing in the golf swing. A lot of people think, right, if I work my wrist correctly, and you'll see up in the top left-hand corner of the screen now, or the right-hand corner, depending how you're looking at it, exactly how my wrist can work. So if I take the club up to the top and I extensively cut my wrists, you'll see we extend the wrist there. If I bow them a lot, we actually flex the wrists. And some of the world's best golfers do both of these things, but it depends on how the body works as to how it's going to help you. Because if I get to the top of the backswing, in an ideal world, I'm going to keep my wrists fairly stable here. I'm going to keep them nice and stable at the top. So to me, that actually feels like it's extended, but it's a lot more neutral than potentially it used to be. I used to bow it quite a lot here, and that would generally lead to a left miss because I'm closing the club face down. And I was thinking, I just need to get my wrists right. If I can just set my wrists correctly and release the club, then I'll be fine. And then I thought, you know what, the wrists are actually a byproduct of what happens with the body. So if my body works correctly, my wrists can follow. And what I mean by that is if you have a look at the data on screen now with what's happening with my lead wrist, my left wrist for a right-handed golfer, if I were to move my hips into the ball, so an early extension, what a lot of people would say, generally what you'll find is that the wrists don't work as you want them to, but the wrists have to work that way in order for you to make contact with the ball. If I was to early extend through here, you'll see generally what's going to happen is I'm going to bow those wrists because I'm desperately trying to make contact with the ball and rescue it to bring the ball back into play. You'll see the ball did go to the right. Now what happens if I don't early extend, I don't move towards the ball? This is a move that so many golfers make, and generally it can result in a shank as well, which nobody wants to do. But what if I lose my posture the other way? What if I go to the top, everything looks good, and I drop down? So what's going to happen here is you'll see an extensive cupping of the wrists to try and get the ball up in the air. So if I hit you a shot where I drop down, oh no. And this is a shot what senior golfers generally get a lot because, and you can hear that didn't sound very good, because what happens is you lose the posture, but you know subconsciously that ball wants to get up in the air. So I'm going to move those wrists that way. Dynamically, I'm going to add loft to that club and then release it out there. You might be good at that and you might be able to rescue it. And if that's the case, you're probably one of the world's best golfers, and you're probably very good at most sports as well, because you're able to do that and manufacture something from manipulating the club. Now, what I've started to do and what I've tried to do a lot more is not only work on my wrist angles using some of the fantastic drills that's on the Hack Motion app, especially the beta version where you can update it, but I've actually started working on, right, what's happening with my posture? Because when I worked with David Ledbetter, when I worked with Peter Cowan, when I had a quick lesson with Danny Maud over in LA, they all said a similar thing. James, work on your takeaway, but keep your posture good. Make sure your posture's good. And I thought, why? Because if I'm doing it consistently, it shouldn't matter. But the fact that doing that consistently makes it very, very difficult to do so means that you are not going to be able to do it time after time after time. So all of a sudden now, if I work, right, posture's good, I know that I'm going to stand nice and tall, I'm going to bend from my hips, I'm going to flex those knees, pretty much go back to basics. From here, I can take away my club and have it in a nice neutral position. The club face is matching my spine angle, which I'm really conscious of, and my wrist angles are matching those. I go to the top of the backswing and those wrist angles are still matching, which means guess what? The club face is still matching as well. Now I move down into the ball, I maintain my height, I maintain my posture, but I rotate around. That club's in exactly the same position it was on the takeaway, but my body's rotated a little bit. And as I come down into impact, yes, the handle's leaning forward, but the wrists haven't kind of bowed too much. They're certainly not cupping to add loft to it. So generally what this means is I can start hitting more consistent golf shots. And the fact that with Hack Motion you can gauge this is where I'll try and hit you guys a good one. And you can see that is the exact ball flight I want, and the feedback on the Hack Motion app is proving vital to me potentially getting good at golf. If you want to do that, guys, subscribe to this channel, but also check out our Get Good at Golf channel, which is linked together with the Hack Motion device in the description below.